What's up, everybody? Welcome in. What's happening with you? With your daily Dallas Cowboys Training Camp practice report. I was out on the field today tracking some certain things, and one of the things that I wanted to track everybody was the win percentage of your wide receivers and your DBs when they went one-on-one. So, of course, I geared up for that yesterday. I was real fired up to do that. And so they didn't do it in the first padded practice, but they did today. So I was keeping an eye on the receivers and the DBs, and I tell you what, the receiver battle is going to be really good between Jon'Vea Johnson and Jalen Guyton. I hope they both make the team at this point. I'll start with Tavon Austin. If you're listening to the show today, G-Bag Nation on 105.3 The Fan, he's safe. He has to be safe. He is the punt returner, and he's got a little something that these other receivers really don't. Now, Amari Cooper has everything, so he does. But, they've got these young guys that are burners. But Tavon, with the ability to return the punts and his quickness in the routes, he's going to be safe on this team. So I think you up the number to four wide receivers that are safe. Include Tavon in the group with Gallup, Randall Cobb, and Amari Cooper. And when you look at what they did in one-on-ones, and I don't want to do this to disparage any DBs, wide receivers are supposed to win in one-on-one. You're supposed to win. You got the whole field to work with, and there's no pass rush. Your quarterback's going to have a perfect platform to throw from. You're supposed to win. The guys who won every single rep they took, Tavon Austin. He had 2 reps in one-on-one. He won them both. Michael Gallup. He had 2 reps in one-on-one, including one against Cheeto. He won them both. Randall Cobb, kinda. He won his first rep. His second one, he got jammed up pretty good. And it took 3.5 seconds to get the ball out on kind of a stop route, and they completed it. But that may have been a sack at that point. You definitely would have moved on from that read. So, yeah, kinda. Amari Cooper, 2 wins, easy on both of them. Jon'Vea Johnson, easy on both of them. One of them was a really nice route where he took it about 8 to 10 yards, and he gave kind of a quick jab like he was going to run an out route, and he broke it back inside and got himself a ton of separation. So Jon'Vea Johnson was really good. And Jalen Guyton, to me, was the star of one-on-ones, because Jalen Guyton, a lot of times you'll put your stars against the stars, your starters against starters, backups against backups, but they're also kind of just running through a line there. So the first time that Jalen Guyton, undrafted rookie, UNT by way of Notre Dame, first time, Allen, Texas, by the way, first time that Guyton got up there, it was Anthony Brown, and he ran a straight fly on him. Pew! Bombs away, caught it. His second time up, he'd already got Anthony Brown, now it's Jordan Lewis. Pew! Same thing, fly route, complete. So I think it kind of takes some stones, because you're out there and the coaches are watching these one-on-ones, and to go to the quarterback and say, I'm running a fly, against 2 NFL starter caliber players, and you're just like, no, I'm good. I'm going to run fly routes out here. I think that's awesome. I think that shows stones. So he was good. Not as good, the guys who were not 100%, Devin Smith, 0 for 2. One of them was a bad throw. Let's see. Reggie Davis was 0 for 2. One of them, he was open deep, and it was a bad throw. Should have been a completed bomb for Reggie Davis. 14, Lance Lenore. He had 1 rep. It was against Cheeto, and it was incomplete. So those are your wide receivers. Michael Jackson, the cornerback, the 5th-round cornerback, Mike Jackson Sr., had a decent day. He had 2 wins on the 4 throws. One of them was a poor throw that could have been completed. So he either won once or twice out of his 4 tries. Cheeto had 1 pass breakup in his 3 tries. And who else was a winner at some point? Tristan Deku had a breakup on a bomb. So that is that update. Now, the next thing. The early start camp is Xavier Woods. And it makes me happy to say that because I thought he would be. I do like being right. But more importantly, I like to report the facts. When they went into team mode and it was full 11 on 11, Xavier Woods, great recognition, jumped underneath on a route where Randall Cobb was kind of running a little slant. Pick 6, Xavier Woods. That wasn't his only pick of the day. Dak in the team stuff, he turned the ball over some. So it wasn't a great day for Dak, but overall his camp's been fine. I think it's really promising watching him operate in this new offense. So that was all good. Offensive line and defensive line one-on-ones. Shout out to Joe Looney. This is something that Brian Broaddus had talked about. I was bragging on my guy Wise out of Kansas, Daniel Wise. I'm a fan of his, and I wanted him to make this team, and I want him to make this team. But Broaddus had been talking about on Cowboys.com, he's good in his weight class. So at first, yesterday, he's going up against backups, and he was smashing them. He went up against Joe Looney, and Joe Looney kind of stoned him today, the 2 reps that they went. So that's the step that he's going to have to take over camp, is moving up from these guys who aren't going to make the team that you can beat to beating Joe Looney to then going to compete with the big boys. Travis Frederick did not do one-on-ones today. He did the team stuff, so he's out there in full pads today for the first time, and he was getting his work in 11-on-11, but they did not put him in the one-on-ones. Dorrance Armstrong, once again, this is the breakout guy on the D-line. Now, what does breakout mean? I don't know, because if Randy Gregory's here and Tank Lawrence is here and Robert Quinn's here, it's not like he's going to play 50% of the snaps. But Dorrance, even against Lyle Collins, he went out there and he beat Fleming with a great inside spin move on the second rep. Fleming got him the first time. And against Lyle Collins, kind of call it a draw on one of the reps where you'd have to really put a quarterback back there to figure out who was going to win that. Malik Collins is the other candidate for the early star of training camp. Malik against Connor Williams. The first snap, Connor Williams, this was really encouraging because Malik, this is a 300-pound man who strength isn't necessarily his calling card, but he's a full-grown D tackle. And Connor Williams stonewalled him when he tried to go straight bull rush. The very next rep, he tried to start off outside, beautiful spin move back to the inside that would have been a clean sack within 1 second on the quarterback. Tristan Hill, little better today. Tristan Hill got a little bit of push on Zach Martin, had a nice rep where that was a real battle. Other than that, Xavier Suafilo looked good in the one-on-one stuff. So that is your Cowboy camp update. Zeke, well, it just wouldn't be a training camp if we didn't have TMZ involved, would it? So let's just see how that one plays out. If you're listening to 105.3 The Fan during our crosstalk with Ben and Skin, you would have heard that neither party involved is surprised by what's happening. They knew that this was coming, and we shall see how it plays out. Lawsuits happen all the time, as the great Skin Wade said. So appreciate you stopping by. That's your Cowboys practice report for day 2 in pads. I will catch you on the G-Bag Nation. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you're checking 1053thefan.com every day. In the comments, if there's somebody that you'd really like to hear about and I have anything worth sharing, love to do that for you. Just let me know who it is. Peace.